I'm 90% sure this is him. He's been trying to come through, I feel, the whole time I've been in my office trying to connect or like getting ready to connect with you. And he keeps making me feel like there's a song. Is there something about one particular song? He's not giving me lyrics and I almost feel like it's a country song. But he keeps giving me a song, oh, like just mention it, mention it, mention it. So I don't know if you know what he would be saying about that.
There's this one particular song that my grandson has us play every single time we get in the car.
Okay.
Someone.
Okay. So a song. Is it a country song?
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like he's giving me that it wasn't a song that he like was his favorite or whatever, but it's more of like you guys relate to it somehow with him.
Yeah.
So was it a favorite song of his, or just happens to make you guys think of him?
It's a TikTok that I'm making him do.
Oh. Okay. So it wasn't, let's see, not his favorite. One they relate. Okay. I'm also writing them down because just in case technology fails us, I have it written down as well. Let's see. Does somebody play? Was he a coach for not football, baseball team?
He helped coach his son.
He did help coach his son. Was there something recent with that? Was there a game or something where it would be he's proud of? You said your son, right?
Yeah, they went to state. It would have been right before he passed. They ended up going to state.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. So, I don't know if that's...
He was already gone to the state.
Okay. Coach, yes. Let's see. I feel like he really wants me. He's giving me something that's very important that I don't know if only you would know, but you would know. But I'm having a hard time figuring it out. So bear with me while I figure out what this is. It's interesting. I feel like he's showing me like painting or painting a room or something like that. Did you guys recently paint or think about painting or anything?
We're going to be painting a new building that I just got.
Ah, okay. So painting is relevant. But it's not painting like on a canvas. He's not showing me that. It's specifically like a rolling paint brush that you roll with is what he's showing me.
What we're doing is we had a business that he was all into doing before he passed.
Okay.
And I didn't know if I was going to continue it. And so everyone's like, yes, you need to continue. So what I'm doing is my sister-in-law, she's a painter.
Okay.
I'm going to have his mural on the wall.
Oh.
That's the only thing I could think of that he's talking about painting.
That's what it is. And that's why he was giving me only you would know that. Or not only you would know that, but like I wouldn't know that. You know what I mean? And giving me something that you would relate to. And he wasn't giving me in details, like not even color, but it was just like paint and a rolling brush. So that just tells you that he does know about your plans. And he feels very honored about that. And it's almost like he gives me how do I describe this? It's like in his real life that would have been kind of like weird to him, like what? Yeah. But now in his he's very honored about it. Like he appreciates that. Let's see.
And it would be something only me and my mom and a few select ones know because I'm keeping it a surprise for all the kids.
They don't even know about it. Okay, so that was a secret, and he's just telling me to tell you he knows that secret. So he's with you. See, I told you. He's always with you, and you hear, or like you talk about things, and he hears it. You know, there's plans you're having, he plans, or like hears those plans. So he knows he's with you. And that should be reassurance as it is, because how would I have known that? You know what I mean? So he for sure is with you. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to have him turn it up a little bit faster or something. It seems like he's quieter this time than he was the last time whenever I was texting you. Like I was messaging with you, and he was so strong. But remember when I told you I I kept getting something with the motorcycle accident, which happens whenever I'm doing a reading with a mediumship, that other people will try to come in, or spirits, I should say. Other like spirits will try to piggyback, is what it's called. So sometimes I'll get other messages in a reading, and I have to, be like, hey, is this still your person or is this somebody else? And I swear to you, I'm not making this up, and it blew my mind. I tried to send that message about whether or not he was in an accident 3 times. And each time there was a red exclamation point next to it saying it wasn't going through. And I kept trying. And I'm telling you, 3 times. It was mind-blowing even for me. That was amazing. So he was very strong last time. I'm trying to get him to be a little bit louder or faster with his messages right now.
Like, is he at a high vibration? Is he...
I will say he feels like he's... So they're always like in a higher vibration when they are in the spirit realm. That's how they can communicate. If they're not communicating, they're not in a higher vibration. They're still in the low vibration, trying to transition to that point. But I do feel like he is a little less vibrant this time, which doesn't mean anything bad. It just may have been he was so excited to connect for you the last time that he got so much out, and then this time he's just going a little bit slower. So I want to try to give him some time. I feel like I can smell something like cologne. Is there something with his cologne?
I still have his cologne.
Do you use it or wear it?
It's out right now, but I just keep the bottles in my...
You do? Okay. Is it a cologne you had bought for him or gifted him sometime? Yes?
Yeah.
Because he just kept giving me smell, and then it wasn't flowers, it wasn't candles, it was very like a perfume or a cologne. So that makes sense. Well, let me write that down before I forget. Okay. Cologne. Okay, I feel like there's a baby associated with someone very young, and it's either the parent is young or you all are young for having a grandchild. Is this a grandchild?
Yeah, we have 3 now.
You have 3 grandchildren, and is it? I feel like at least one of them is from a daughter.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
From
all
this
3 girls.
Okay, and was she young when she had first had her baby?
She is 15.
Okay. So I really do feel that this is him. Okay, so whenever I connect with a spirit once, I have to give a lot of evidence just to confirm that it's them. But I can connect the second time, third time, 15th time. I can feel the connection in a way that feels the same as it was the first time, and I very much feel that this is him. And the message he's giving me regarding that baby, which again is not something I would have known, so that's just more evidence for you. And he wants me to basically say he was very disappointed when she was pregnant at that young of an age, but that baby hung the moon for him. Does that make sense?
He did.
Yeah, that was the apple of his eye, pretty much. But obviously as a father, it was like, are you freaking kidding me? You're pregnant, you're 15, what are you doing? But then eventually that baby stole his heart, and it was very, very much like he just wanted you to know. He's met all 3 babies, right? Yes, okay. So they all obviously mean something to him. So that when he's like, make sure you know, or make sure you say that I'm not just talking about the one baby, okay? He's not focusing on the one baby, but he mentions that baby because she was young, and it was a big deal. And the fact that he felt, disappointed or whatever, but then afterwards, it's almost like he showed me if he's holding the baby and he looks in the baby's eyes, and then bam, that was it. That was that's all he needed.
They were best friends.
Okay, there you go. Oh, is this the grandson that calls him Bobby Ray?
Joe.
Bobby Joe. That's the grandson? Oh, is he the one that plays the song?
Yes.
Okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense for why he was talking about that particular baby. That he's bringing that baby up again is because he mentioned the song and all of that. Let's see. Did both of you, I guess would be the right thing to say, keep the baby in your room sometimes?
Yeah, he'd sleep with us.
It's okay. All right. Did he joke like, oh, I already went through this phase having babies of our own? You know what I mean? Like, we had kids. Why is this baby sleeping with us now? But secretly, he really loved it.
Yeah, he loved him being in the bed.
Yeah.
If he went, Mama, he'd be like, "Where's he at? Get him back in here."
Oh, that's cute. Let's see. So, do you have a son that's still like very young as well?
The youngest one's 16.
16. Oh, that's what I meant. I meant like teenager. Because I'm seeing like a young, tall-ish, lanky kid playing like a softball or baseball. And you said that he helped coach your son, so I'm guessing that would be him.
Yeah. He's tall and lanky.
Okay. Is he doing really well in school despite the fact that he plays sports?
Yeah, he's always a beast.
Yeah. Is he? He's kind of giving me like he's almost like ahead of his grade. Like he's.
Yeah, he's smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
We held him back for sports.
Okay. So he's older than his grade. Older.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Dad's proud that he does so well with academics as well as with sports. He's very proud of that. Okay, hold on just a moment here. Do you know what the number 4 would be?
Well, I see 44 everywhere.
Oh, you did say that, didn't you? I think you told me that.
Yeah, he was 44 when he passed.
Does he... Okay, so when you see that number... No, wait, hold on, back up. Did you see that number today?
This morning,
This
yeah.
morning, okay. There we go. That's what he's trying to tell me, that was him this morning.
Yeah, I was sleeping and just out of a dead sleep, I woke up and I rolled over and tapped my phone and it was 4:44.
Nice. That was him. Okay, hold on now. Now he's making me laugh, okay? Were you like snuggling with that pillow when you woke up out of a dead sleep?
Yeah, and his urn was right beside me.
Okay, he gives me that he woke you up to get off of him. Because you were on top of him. It was like a joke, he's not really saying like it's a problem, but just like he was joking the last time that like you sleep on top of him or he needs more room in the bed, and then you mentioned the pillow. So he's making me laugh because he's like, yeah, because she was smothering me with the pillow kind of thing. That's so funny. I feel like he's telling me something about a doctor's appointment. Wait, hold on, wait. Or some sort of obligation. Did you have something going on this morning or today that was like an obligation you had to go to?
No, I came home from my brother's, which we had to take my nephew to go see his mom this morning before we came home.
No, that's not what he's mentioning. This feels like an appointment or something. Or did you recently have a doctor's appointment? No? Okay, hold on. Let me zone back in and see if this is still him or piggyback. Give me a second here. Yeah, no, that's not him. This is a short, old woman with gray curly hair and glasses that have the dangly things on it. So let me release her, okay? This happens. It happens, and it's so frustrating sometimes, but it happens. So give me just a second to release her, okay? He's still here. He's just, I feel like he's being very kind to her right now. He's just kind of like, all right, well, what's going on? This person's coming through, you know what I mean? And then I just have to let her go. So give me a second.
Okay.
It's not your time, Betty Sue. It's not your time. She's wanting to come through, but okay. Is there something with a bonfire?
He loved bonfires.
He did, okay.
He liked
Okay. So see, he's still here. It's just sometimes they try to come in at the same time. Okay, let's see. He's specifically showing me like a fire, like somebody who's built a fire. So that's why I'm like bonfire, because it feels like a fun time, but also very relaxing. Do you have a bonfire like in your backyard maybe?
We have it to the side of our house, and then we have one there out at his mom's.
At your mom's, okay. It almost seems like it's really dark, and then there's the bonfire. And I want to say you're sitting on his lap. Is there one particular time you can think of that would have been the case?
Yeah, we had his birthday party last year. He had a big bonfire out here.
Okay. That's a memory he's reminiscing on. Specifically, though, were you sitting on his lap at any point in that time? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he's reminiscing on that. He loved that, okay? The fact that you guys, he's so sweet. He really loves you. Like, I mean, he didn't show it very well sometimes, or maybe say it out loud, but he very much, whenever we communicate with him, he just wants to just talk a lot about you. And even though you have kids and you have grandkids and they're amazing, it's like, shh, don't tell the kids, but you were his world. Genuinely just over the friggin' moon for you. I mean, he loves his kids like father does. He loves his grandkids like a grandfather does, but he's just very focused on, like, you were his only female woman love ever that he wanted or needed in his life. You were it. And then, here he goes with the hot mama thing again. What was that? Does he say that to you?
He would just be like, he'd say the weirdest stuff, like sexy mama or something.
Okay.
Because he was 10 years older.
Okay. It's like he's almost like he's being not shy about me sharing his love for you, but almost like he's got to make it funny all of a sudden. His personality gives me like, he can't be too mushy gushy. He's got to put a funny in there somewhere. So that's where he was giving me the hot mama thing again, like make her laugh kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a question for him? Do you have anything you want to ask him?
That's the hardest part. Is like you can think of stuff all day long. Like you want to talk to him and be like, "What are you doing?" Like, and then I'm here and I'm like, "I really don't know." Like, is he with me 24/7?
Yes, he is always with you. Okay, he said that, but then he's almost like, well, sometimes I go see my mom, sometimes I go see my sister, sometimes I go see, the daughter and the grand. He spends his time with others, but primarily he's with you. And he's giving me like a brush across the cheek. Like if you're standing somewhere like doing dishes or you're standing when he's giving me, either it's happened or it's going to happen, where you are standing and you feel like a brush across your cheek, whether it's like wind or you literally feel something touch your cheek. And he's giving me specifically the right side. I feel like I'm looking at you from behind, and on your right cheek is where you would feel something. That will be him if you haven't felt that already.
I can't wait for it.
Let's see.
Like, there's times where I've heard, like, I've watched videos all the time, and they're like, if you tell them they're at a higher vibration, they can do it. And I'm like constantly like, slam my door.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, that's okay. I have my own thoughts on that. It doesn't always happen that way.
Right.
Regardless of what vibration they're at. I mean, they have to be at a certain vibration order to do those things, but it takes a lot of energy from them to be able to. I just saw an orb cross by your face.
Really?
Yes, that was your husband.
Aww.
He's there. He's with you. So it takes a lot of energy from them to be able to physically manipulate something. So if you ask them to, it'll probably be a while before you get that response. It's not going to happen right away. So, if you say, slam my door for me, you're not going to get it right away because they have to build up that energy to be able to manipulate it. And it may even be a couple of days later, you notice the door move a little bit, but not full blown, just slammed. You know what I'm saying? So don't be discouraged. You can still talk with him. You can still try to get his, spirit to be more active in your area, your home, your just general space. But don't be discouraged if you don't get an immediate response or if you don't get an extreme response that you're looking for. They're in another realm. And there's a curtain essentially between the realms, which is why, like mediums, we're like a bridge, we're a vessel where we can reach into the spirit realm and have them come through to the regular realm that way, to our physical realm that way. But if you're not a medium, you don't have these abilities, you can't cross into the spirit realm to be able to connect. So what you are getting are little pieces of their energy being brought through. So that curtain that's there, and it's actually sometimes for me it even looks like a wall. It's like they step up to a platform almost. Like they don't have a physical body, but it's hard to explain. So it's almost like a spotlight. And I see there's the little curtain area, and I can't see into the spirit realm for the most part. I can just feel that it's beautiful and full of white light and just a beautiful, beautiful place. But I'm seeing a circle of white light, and then your loved one and my spirit guide standing on the edge of that white light as like a spotlight to communicate. So that's how I can be the vessel to bring them into the physical realm and communicate. So since you don't have the ability to physically, I can see, hear, smell, taste, all of those things. If his favorite pie was apple pie, I can taste apple pie if he wants me to, that sort of thing. So it's easier for us to be able to actually feel or see or hear or whatever their things, because we already are an exchange of energy. I'm hoping this makes any sense to you. But since the two of you can't exchange energy the same way, it's not going to be as holy moly, he's in this house with me. You'll know, and as he gets stronger, it's only been 3 months? So he still has some time to get more and more and more strong. And the more that you open yourself up to the notion that I'm going to start feeling him touch my cheek, I'm going to start hearing him maybe whistle, or you might hear him, tap on the wall or something to that effect. You'll notice. Don't block out the little subtle signs because you're expecting this huge reaction. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Try not to block out the little things looking for something huge. More often than not, you're going to get the little things before you get a huge sign that they're there. Okay? And
but he's happy and everything?
Yes. I mean, it's hard to explain because he's not really living a life. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like he's living his best life. He doesn't have the stress of bills or work or, making people happy or any kind of physical ailments he may have had. He doesn't have any of that stuff to worry or deal with in the spirit realm. He's just there, and he's there to protect you, and he gets to hang out with you. Even if you don't know he's there, he still gets to be with you. And he gets to spend all of his time with his wife, with his best friend. And did he ever tell you that you were his best friend?
All the time.
Okay, because that's what he he made me say that. I was just going to say that he's with you because you're his wife. He's like best friend. So he definitely is with you, and, he's gonna start showing you more signs for sure, and he is living his best life is the best way I can explain it.
Hey, your best life was with me. What are you talking about?
You know what I mean? Like in the best life he can have in a physical or in a spiritual realm. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like there's no pain, there's no sadness, there's no worry or stress, anything like that in the spirit realm. It's all just beautiful and happy and positive and full of love. So any of those things that you would have in your physical life would be considered living your best life. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, good. So that's what he's got over there. He does pay attention to everything, and again, he's very humbled, but very honored that you're wanting to do the mural thing on the side of your store or whatever it is you said. Building. I don't know what kind of business you have. He keeps saying printing. Do you have something to do with printing?
No, for our business, we have to get a printer label to be able to print our labels on the box or stuff. But that'd be the only thing printing.
Do you have more questions for him?
How does he feel like? Because I'm dealing with workman's comp on his. Because he was in a semi wreck.
Yes, you told me. Yeah.
And the front tire blew, flipped it, and he hit a tree and killed him. And so I'm fighting with workman's comp because they're trying to say he wasn't an employee, that he was a contracted employee, but he was an employee. Does he know how that's going to turn out?
It's not going to be easy. I do feel like it's going to take a while before you get any kind of resolution from this. But he kind of feels like for you, it's more stress than it's worth. Does that make sense for you? Are you struggling a lot with it?
Only because I'm trying to figure out, like, until this business kicks off, I've been worried about money because he was income.
That must be what he's meaning then whenever he's giving me that, like, it's very, like, he feels bad, but kind of just, like, not guilty. There was no life insurance or anything, was there? Yeah. That's what he's feeling bad about, is that he didn't set you guys up better.
We do have a lawsuit against the company itself and then the tire manufacturer, because that tire had a bunch of recalls on it.
Oh, did it? Oh, no. He thinks that's the good route to go right there. That was good. So when it comes to the workman's comp thing, that kind of gives me a little, he gives me some hesitation about it. But when you mentioned that, it was like, yes, that's what you need to be worrying about, be focused on, and that it's going to be a good outcome for you. So make sure you focus on that. I'm not telling you to not do the workman's comp thing, but he just does. He seems more hesitant and almost like, in comparison to the other. He's very, very much like that is a big thing, and that's what you should focus on. Okay? Any other questions for him? I feel like I can see something in the corner of my eye.
Does he have anything for, like, his daughter? She just messaged me as I'm sitting outside because my grandson wouldn't let me hear for the life of me if I was inside.
Okay.
So I came outside. Do you have anything for her? Like,
he was actually mentioning her before, but like just right before you asked that, but I can't tell what it is he's trying to say. But all I can tell you is that, he might give me more, but right before you asked me that, he was mentioning her and saying, like, it's okay, like a reassurance type of thing. Is she second guessing something or having a hard time making a choice? Something like that?
He said that it's okay?
Almost like approval. Like it's an approval type of okay.
Not that I know of. No. I mean, she's looking at going to dental assisting, but she's going there on Tuesday. But when you said it's okay, like, she had seizures last week and was in the hospital, and she was telling me that she's seen him and that he was telling her, it's okay, baby girl, it's okay. So when you said that it was okay, that's kind of like what...
Oh, that makes sense. That makes actually a lot of sense. But there is also this reassuring type of, like it's a good idea type of thing. So there's both. It's interesting because it's like it's okay and it's a good idea. So maybe he's mentioning both things, the dental school and that.
because she was asking me, she's like, am I able to go sit in the car with you? And I'm like, some mediums I've seen that they're like just one person so they can focus and not other spirits trying to come through. So when she just asked me, she's like, anything yet? I wonder if that's him saying, it's okay.
Oh, I mean, she can totally come out and talk if she wants. I don't mind. That doesn't bother me at all. I mean, if we're doing like a tarot reading, that can be tricky because the energy can commingle and make the messages be weird. But as far as having like me connecting to her dad / your husband, it's the same person I'm connecting with, so it wouldn't be a problem for me at all. So, did she mention to you that he, or like maybe she felt him touch her arm whenever she was having a seizure?
She said she felt him graze her forehead.
Forehead? Okay. Because he's like showing me a right arm, almost like a very tickly or very light touch, and that was him.
On her right side, they had an IV, so maybe he would have been on that side. But she said it was like a feeling of like he was messing with her hair. She said I knew he was touching my head, but I couldn't feel it.
Okay.
How she described
sure,
it.
Yeah. Is she coming out?
Yeah.
Because I feel like he wants to greet her, and he's giving me like, I don't know her name, but almost like, oh, look who it is, kind of greeting, like, yay, you're here.
Yeah, that would be Reagan. She's so excited. She's running to my car right now.
Oh.
I'll let you tell her.
Hi.
Reagan. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I'm talking with Dad, and he had actually just mentioned, right before your mom asked actually if he had anything to say to you, he had said to me something about you and that it was okay. And also, so like two different things. So it's okay, but also it's a good idea. So Mom says it might be with the dental school thing, but also with, you had seen him whenever you were having seizures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember, I don't know if you would recall, but do you think that you would have felt him touching your arm, your right arm?
I remember him, like, I felt something on my forehead.
Okay. Because he keeps showing me, she said the same thing, but he keeps showing me like a right arm and very light touch, almost like tickling, but not in like a tickle, type of tickle, but just like a very light touch on the right arm. So if you weren't aware of it, he's continuing to focus on that. He was the one who touched your forehead, but he keeps focusing on the arm as well.
He touched my arm?
That's what he's giving me. He is staying on it until you accept and understand that was him. He's not laying up. He wants you to know he was also like almost like rubbing your arm. Like he was there next to you on your right side, rubbing your arm, saying it's okay. That makes sense? If you need to cry, it's okay. I was telling your mom, I'm used to that. It's okay to be emotional. This is a very emotional thing, so if you need to be emotional, it's okay, Don't feel awkward. I know sometimes it can feel awkward to cry in front of people you don't know, but don't feel awkward. It's okay.
She said before you came out, like, he had made, I gotta turn my deal back here so I can show her, but you know how Dad would always be like, Reagan!
Oh, yes.
Doing, like, that type of, hey!
Yes. As he knew you were coming out. That's what, I didn't know your name, so I couldn't make out the name he was giving, but it was very like, hey, here she is, kind of thing. So he was very excited for you to come out. He is very excited. He's very happy to see you, for sure. But he's always there, so, he's just excited he gets to communicate in a way. If you have questions, we can get answers for you.
She did, however, bring up, Rip, that, she said, is there a certain song that y'all, was his favorite every day? We have to replay it every single time it comes on.
Oh.
Yeah. And she said it goes back to this one with Were You Very Young Having Rip. And I told 17, and she said he was disappointed because of your age, which he was. We told you that. But she said...
He's the apple of his eye. Like...
apple of his eye. Like, when you see him, that's just it.
Like, laid eyes. Saw his eyes for the first time. That was it. Like, that he was his baby and apple of his eye. Most, like, just immediately. That's all it took, was just looking in that baby's eyes, and that was all it needed. Very much so.
That is very much true.
So as I'm connecting for you, he's giving me something about dolls. Did he play dolls with you or buy you dolls or something with dolls when you were younger?
Dolls? I don't remember dolls.
What about, do you have daughters?
No, I just have a son.
Okay. Dolls. What is he trying to give me about dolls? I don't know. It's almost like, remember that one time? I don't know what he's trying to tell me.
I have this, like, if the brat dolls in, like, you know that case of brat dolls in Mama's closet? I always used to play with those when I was little.
Okay. You didn't have any at home?
No.
Okay, that must be what he's mentioning then. It's almost like what they do is they give me information that sometimes, like, even to me, it seems like out of the blue, like, what are you even talking about? Because it would be something that only you would understand, and even I wouldn't understand that. So he could be saying that because you didn't have dolls at home, you had them somewhere else. I mean, if as a little girl, most little girls have a bunch of Barbie dolls or whatever. So if you had a bunch of Barbie dolls, it would make sense to me. Okay, she had a bunch of Barbie dolls. But for it to have been something that you did not at your home, but at your grandmother's, I think you said, it's like you would know what he's trying to reference, and I have no idea. Does that make sense to you? So he must be mentioning something about that, because he was just giving me like dolls or something about not every time, not every day. So like that one time or something like that. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Sometimes it's hard to relay what I'm getting or how this works unless you're a medium as well. It's very difficult to describe sometimes.
Yeah. She brought up my seeing. She's like, "What does 4 mean?" And I told her I see 44 everywhere. And she's like, "Did you see it this morning?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "He's making a joke. He woke you up to tell you, were you sleeping on his face or like your pillow?" And I had the pillow and then I was wrapped up by his urn. She said he was waking you up to get off of him. So, and he like, okay, so like my closet light has never worked. Like before Dad passed, like my light has always, like, it's never worked.
Okay.
Well, I got home from Broken Bow with some friends, and I come home and I got ripped from Shay and everything, and he's laying in bed. Well, I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden my closet light comes on, just out of nowhere.
Okay, he's giving me that you would ask him to fix it while he was alive.
I would do that. I'd be like, "Dad, will you please fix my light? Please."
So,
I don't know, like, I need some lighting in my closet. I would always ask him that.
Yes, that's his way. It's almost like he's being funny now, like, well, I fixed it.
That's exactly what I was telling Shayna, because when I was telling her about it, I was like, "Shayna, I think he's, like, telling me he's here, but in a funny way. Like, he's messing with me, you know?"
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's as like a, well, I fixed it. There you go. I fixed the light for you.
Yeah, and like the next morning when I woke up, I tried turning it back on.
And it didn't work.
I was like, well, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like, I definitely know that was you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
And last night, I was sitting in my car, and we have this little, what is it called, brother? Wind chime? Yeah, or it's a wind chime.
Okay.
It just kept off, and it kept going off, and I just, like, looked up finally, and I was looking at it, and I knew, like, I could feel him, like, here, you know, but I was like, then I was getting scared. I was like, well, maybe, like, I always get nervous, because I'm like, what if he's trying to tell me something, like, Reagan, we're gonna leave, there's somebody here. Like, I always get nervous about that kind of stuff, like, he's trying to give me a heads up, but I'm being too, like, ditzy, like, okay, Reagan, we gotta do this,
yeah.
I won't on that time away. So
that's funny.
I kept looking at
That's
so
so
I get out
funny.
of the car, and like I go outside, and then Rip gets dropped off, and I'm sitting in the rocking chair, and I was like, "Hey Rip, are you ready to go to bed?" And he's like, "Yeah." Well, I go in my room and I turned off all the lights because it's nighttime, and we'll be sitting there watching TV. Well, I remember turning off all the lights. My closet light doesn't work. So,
there's the orb again. I don't mean to interrupt you, but the orb just went through my camera again. He's with you guys right now.
Oh, she just seen one fly by you. He's by me?
No, he's like going above you. Yeah, like right now. He's like circling around in front of you.
Like right here?
Yeah, there's like a circle-y thing right in front of you. I mean, it's not there right now, but it did a second ago, yeah.
He's like, quit telling all my stories. Well, anyways, so we go in there and I'm getting ready for bed, and I didn't notice. I didn't notice it for the longest time. And I'm sitting there, and I was like, oh, dang, I gotta go pull up for Rip. So I go in my closet, and I'm like, my light, it's back on. And I'm like, there for a minute. And then Rip even says, he sits there and he giggles, and he goes, oh, Bobby Joe.
Oh!
Yeah. I was like, yes, that's Bobby Joe. Couple seconds went by, I hear my keys ringling. Because I left my keys on the kitchen counter, and I just hear them like touching each other,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, this is definitely a sign. Oh my gosh, we gotta get out of here, Rip. Like, I'm ready and Shay was just texting me like, are you not scared to stay here by yourself? And I'm like, no, like, it's my house, I wouldn't be scared,
That's funny.
Well, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to shoot a gun. I don't know how to do that. And my keys had moved. Moved a little bit, but they didn't move far, but they moved a little bit. And I was like, oh, Dad's in here. He's messing with me big time.
That's so funny. He definitely is the one doing all of those things, which is interesting because I'm telling you, Shay, that he does show you signs. I think you just don't recognize them yet because you're expecting something so ginormous.
Yeah.
I also feel like maybe you're not ready. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah. Like, because he knows a lot of them. I'm gonna want them like every time I turn around.
Yeah. So, but as far as her feeling like they're messages for her, that's not what it is. He's just saying hi, letting you know he's there. It's not a big detrimental, like, oh my God, your house on fire, you need to run kind of message. It's genuinely just a, hey, I'm here watching you, saying hi, that sort of thing.
Does he have anything for Rip?
Is that the grandson?
Yeah, that's his buddy.
Yeah, let's see. Interesting. How old is he? How old is the...
3 in January.
Because what he's giving is almost like a shh to the little boy, being like, don't tell our secrets. This is just between me and you. They communicate with each other.
We said he did.
Yeah.
I knew he did.
They talk together, and he's like, shh, don't say anything, don't tell our secrets. But not like he's really sharing secrets, but just like it's a special thing between the two of them kind of thing. That's cute. Is he supposed to be starting like pre-K or something soon?
She's got him enrolled in what is it? It's a Little Dixie type deal, like a Head Start.
Okay. Has he started that?
No.
Okay. Because it's almost like he's trying to say, like, you're going to do good in school, but I don't feel he's old enough for school work, But, like, he's going to do fine. Are you nervous about him going to...
Yeah, he's mean.
Okay, well, he says it's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. And he needs to, actually. It's like that'll be good for his social skills or something.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could have gotten the orb on the camera both times.
That would be good.
I've got it screen recording now to see if it happens again. If it doesn't, then I don't think it records my voice. It just records the screen. So if it doesn't get it again, I'll just delete it and give you the audio. But I'm hoping it'll happen again while we keep talking.
Yeah. Does he know? Okay, so I had this ring. It looks exactly like Shay's.
Okay.
It's Bobby and Shay. But mine says Daddy and Ray, and mine disappeared. And I remember sleeping with it, but it's gone. Like, I cannot find it. Like, could he tell you where it is?
I got the orb again. I'm excited. I got it. I'm going to send that to you for sure. Okay, let me see. Have you looked under, like, the furniture at all? Under the dresser or bedside table or anything like that?
I've looked on them, but I kind of looked underneath my bed, but, like, I didn't see anything.
Do you have a bedside table?
It's not by the table. She has a little, like a dresser type deal for her makeup.
Okay. Can you see under it?
Mm-hmm.
She's showing me it's under some sort of piece of furniture, but not a bed, and it's something that you would have to, like, I don't want to say like necessarily lift up, but at least move to be able to see it. I feel like he's giving me it's under that.
Yeah, I'm picturing him.
Maybe looking on something like that, but and I feel like it's in your room for sure. There's a connection to your room. Yeah, just try to maybe look under some sort of furniture in your bedroom that's not something you can just like directly see underneath. You'd have to actually like get down and look or scoot the furniture.
Okay.
Might be
Does
something.
he have any for Hannah? That's my daughter. It'd be his stepdaughter.
Did he pick on her a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just wanting to pick on her.
Is it about the room? Is it about the room? Yeah, we said her room was so, like, horrible. She never cleaned it.
That's funny. No, it's like almost like did they roughhouse a little bit? Like poke on each other or push each other around and stuff?
Like Peach's nipples.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, he just is basically just giving me like that information that they would poke and push and, roughhouse, play and pick at each other. But then he gets real serious and is like, he's proud of her. I don't know if there's a reason, like a specific reason, or if he's just overall proud, but there's pride there and just basically wants you and her to know that he always loved her as if she were his own.
Does he know that I finished high school early?
You're the one who finished high school early.
Yes, that's me.
Because he was giving me that there's someone that's like a child, one of his kids that were remember I said like ahead of the grade?
Oh yeah. See, she's a senior this year, but she was doing alt ed and she finished early, so she's done.
Awesome. So you're the one he was trying to tell me about was the one that was ahead of your grade, or like, he didn't necessarily say graduated, and we were also talking about the son. So he was telling me that he's smart, and but then I guess maybe he was held back. So I thought that maybe that was what he was meaning, is that he's older than his normal age group. But he was for sure telling me something academic, and there was somebody who was ahead of their grade, or just like, I guess that would be you, being done with school in general.
Yeah. Just like that's all that I've been wondering, does he see that I'm done with school finally? Because he would always make these jokes. Reagan, I need you to get out of school. I need you to graduate for me. You're never going to graduate if you don't go to school. He'd always joke about those things with me. And, when I finished, I walked out and I started crying, and I was like, I wish you was here so I could run home to you and tell you that, I finally finished, and, like, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Like, I'm done,
Yeah, he knows about it. Did you have to, like, walk across something to get a diploma or something like that?
No, they haven't done their diploma yet. She has to wait till the end of May.
Because he's showing me almost like putting his foot out to trip you in a joking way. Like
he does that.
Like he's proud, but at the same time he wants to poke at you and like put his foot out and trip you as you're walking, something like that.
That's definitely him.
Oh goodness, let's see. He definitely thinks it's a good idea that you do the dental school, the dental hygienist or whatever it is she said you were going to do. He thinks that's a good idea. Are you worried about like the money part for it?
I've been so stressed out about money here lately.
Yeah, he's basically just saying it's okay. Like it's gonna be fine. You need to do that. You may have a little bit of some student loan debt, but it's gonna be worth it for you. He thinks you should do that, pursue that. And he does feel bad that he didn't set you guys up a little bit better so that he could have helped towards that academically, but it is what it is, you know?
I always told him, I'm not going to college, Dad. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to college. Because I didn't think college would be fun.
Yeah.
Because I'd hear about his parties, and I'd be like, I really don't want to go to college.
Yeah.
So I already hated high school,
Yeah.
and did not want to go to college. So I was going to go through this training at our dentist here in Antlers, and I was just going to go through him, and he was just going to hire me and train me.
Oh, nice.
Well, it was too overstaffed, so then I was like, okay, well, maybe I have to go to KTC, and it's $1,000 to go. And, I was stressing about that, because I don't, I don't know, I just really didn't feel like, my family needed that, like, they don't have the money,
Mm-hmm.
for me to do that, because it's not, they just came out with it, so they have to do, like, $1,000, or if you have a scholarship or something like that, but you have to pay for it. So, it was very stressful.
Sure.
And I was like, I really don't want, my family spending $1,000, so.
Yeah, he definitely thinks that's a good idea. I also feel like he is. It's funny because everything he says is almost in like a teasing, joking manner, and it's like he's trying to tell you to get a job in like a teasing, joking way.
She works at Subway, but her hours are so short to where
Oh.
Different. Yeah. I would always have to bring him home cookies.
Nice.
Always. So that's what I would always have to do.
That's so funny.
I do not like working at Subway. I love everybody that works there. I love the owners, but I honestly do not like working there.
Yeah.
And I'm all complain to Dad about that, like, Dad, I really don't want to work here anymore.
Yeah.
And he'd always encourage me to go, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, definitely do that though. Do that that dental thing. He really wants you to do that. It's gonna be worth it.
I definitely will.
Yeah.
So, does he sleep in the bed with me? Because you keep saying he tells me to scoot over.
Yes, he sleeps in the bed with you.
Really?
And he thinks your pillow is hilarious.
Oh, I know. I like that too. Because one of the pictures that my friend got for me, I'm like, girl, why'd you put that one on there? It's because we're on the Harley, and his hat's backwards, and I'm like this, and I'm acting like I'm driving right behind him, and my hair is just flowing straight out my head. I'm like, oh no. No.
That's funny. He thinks it's hilarious. And cute. He thinks you're cute that you have a pillow to sleep with next to him. But he's like giving me like, move over, like give me more room.
Well, after you told me that the first night, because she made me 2 pillows, and they're like just the square ones. So I have my pillow that I sleep with, that's got the cute pictures of us kissing or whatever, and then the crazy hairdo one, I give it to him. So I'm like, here's your side, and then here's my side. So I like put our pillows side by side. I guess I'm still squishing them.
Yeah, he keeps saying, like in a joking way, move over, scoot over. You're on top of me.
Hannah.
Get on my bed. Because my mom moved in with me ever since he passed, and then my Hannah, she's the biggest mama's girl, and that's what Bobby would joke with her about. You ain't never gonna leave this house. You're gonna live here until you're 80. But her and my mom both sleep in my bed, and so I'm in the middle. So I'm like, I'm telling y'all better be giving him some room.
Yeah. Yes. Well, whoever's there in the bed, he sleeps in the bed, especially for you, still. And he's getting squished, so. Which is obviously, it's funny because he doesn't have a physical body, but just in general, the whole like being next to you and how he used to say that you didn't give him enough room and stuff like that. It's just essentially a continuation of that. Yeah. Do you guys have more questions?
Like, he may think I'm weird too, but I stick my foot out at nighttime. Like, he grab my foot, or I hold my hand out like this, and I'm like, you can hold my hand. Does he do it when I ask him? Like,
not with the hand. He's showing me your big toe. Like he pinches at the big toe or tries to twist it or do something like that? Is that something he would used to do?
Well, he would wake up in the morning and get up and go to work, and my foot would be out of the covers, and he'd walk by and his finger and just do that up my foot because I'd flinch it.
Mm-hmm.
Felt somebody do that to my foot like a month ago, and I was like, I thought it was him.
Yeah. Well, he's not showing me anything with the hand. He's showing me, if anything, it's specifically with your foot.
Yeah.
So that would have been him.
The country song is Chris Stapleton, Cold, because I'm always freezing. Like, I got my heater blanket while I'm sitting in the car, but I've always been cold, so when he would get in bed, I would take my cold feet and stick it on his back, and he would just freak out. And so that TikTok of the song Cold, Why You Gotta Be So Cold.
Oh, okay, yeah.
TikTok with me, so Rick makes us play Chris Stapleton Cold every single time we get in the car.
Aww.
So when you said the song continuously, I'm like, that's the one.
Yeah, that is the one. It is the one. He's like, yep, that's the one. Validation.
Does he have anything for us? Like, does something we need to know?
Am
I really going to be old before I see him again? Like, old?
I mean, I don't know about that. Like, I can't predict when you're going to pass, you know?
Yeah.
But I do see it's going to be a long time. Like, you're not going to be passing anytime soon.
Lord have mercy. He knows I'm going to be single for the rest of my life, though, right?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Okay. Good.
But he's also reassuring you. It's funny because he's like, man, I can't believe I'm about to say this. But it's okay if you need to move on at some point in your life. He knows you're not ready now or whatever, but this is how it is in the spirit realm, is that they understand that it's different and you need your happiness, and it would be awful if he was like, you're never allowed to ever be ever in love ever again. You know what I mean? Like, that would just be awful. So that's how he's feeling, but he's just kind of shaking his head like, man, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but it's okay if you ever need to. He's always going to be there anyway.
Do what?
He's always going to be there anyway.
Okay.
He's even laughing about that.
When I pass, he's going to be the first one I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he ever with my dad?
Yes, and it's funny you said that because I felt another male energy connected to you, but I was trying to just stay connected to your husband, so I couldn't figure out who else it would be. I also feel a female energy, but not young.
Because I've had both my grandmas, my great grandma and my grandma pass. But then my dad passed when I was 8. He was 27. You see, when I see 44, 27 and 44 have been together almost every single time.
Nice. So yes, he does have, your dad around, and it's funny because he didn't get to meet your dad, but he's almost like elbowing him, like, yeah, we're chummy, or we're friends, we're buddies, kind of thing. So he's for sure with your dad, and your dad shows you signs too.
That's crazy because we was just in the house talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, your dad's definitely there as well to give you signs, but your dad doesn't spend all his time with you like your husband does.
Right. Because I was telling Reagan, because she asked me if I get signs from my dad, or if I talked to a medium about my dad, and I was like, no, I was 8 when he passed, so it's not like I really remember a lot.
Yeah.
But with Bobby, I feel like I need him with me 24/7.
He is with you 24/7, unless he's visiting with his mom, his sister, or one of the other kids or grandkids or whatever, then he's with you.
Yeah. See, his sister, it's funny you said sister because I know I keep feeling fly around. His mom, he was the only child, but his mom had a miscarriage with a girl. And so when Reagan was having her seizures, he kept saying, let Nana know I'm with sister. I'm with sister.
Okay.
So you didn't say a brother, you said a sister. So that's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because he was the only child. Bobby Joe was it.
So can you see a fly in your car right now?
There was one that just flew like right by my face.
So you did see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I wonder if that was what I was seeing, but it looked like an orb.
Well,
Oh, it is? The first time it's flown by? She just opened the door, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then the thing I saw earlier was an actual orb, and what you just saw was a bug that come in through. Okay. Okay, cool. I just wanted to clarify because I did get it. I did get it on camera, but when you said that, I thought, okay, maybe that was a bug.
Now, when Rick goes to his other grandparents, we have seen. They sent us a picture. Reagan took a picture of him when she was leaving, and there was a green orb just floating by Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Bobby. I know it is.
Yep, that's Bobby.
Does he go with them every time he goes over there?
Yes, but hold on, wait a minute. What is does fishing have any relevance at all?
Rick loves fishing.
Okay.
Reagan and them were fishing.
Wait, Uncle Brad and James, his son, and Uncle Steven's fixing to go on a fishing trip.
They went on a striper fishing trip in July before Bobby passed.
But they're fixing to go again.
Okay. Something about the fishing. But it almost felt like it was in connection to him going with his grandson.
We took him fishing at Memos. Bobby took him fishing at Memos.
Okay.
But where Bobby, he was cremated, but his mom and all of them made him, a memorial site at their house. Because they're on 60 acres. And right where his memorial is, they have a big old huge pond. And everybody fishes right there because Bobby loved fishing.
Okay.
That's him fishing, 2 days ago, by
Dad's
memorial and at the pond with me, Nana, and Pawpaw.
Is that the one he goes to see? That you saw the green orb with?
No, this
is different.
Mom.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So then he goes with him to there. He's with him. I feel like when he's not at home, he does go with him because he wants to protect him. Does that make sense?
I knew he would.
Yeah.
And they even called me and said, just out of the blue, Rick will look up and be like, "Hi, Bobby Joe."
Yeah. They communicate with each other. They talk to each other. And he's like, again, he's back to the shh, don't tell her, don't talk about what we talk about kind of thing, but not in a bad way, just a funny, it's between us kind of thing.
Yeah. So does he think my life's going to be okay?
Yes. And he's chuckling because he's like, are you stubborn?
When it came to him, yeah.
So he's almost like, stop being stubborn or don't be stubborn, your life will be fine.
Yeah.
So maybe if there's anything that comes up where you start to notice yourself being stubborn, maybe be like, oh, he told me not to be stubborn.
But he will never ever leave us, right? He won't stop doing this. He'll get better at it. He'll just stay with us.
Yes, but at some point he may reincarnate back into the physical realm as something else. However, that takes a long time. He would need another purpose on Earth to come back. And I don't see that.
God can make that happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reincarnation, that's, not very far in between, right?
What do you mean?
Does a lot of people come back in reincarnation?
Not always, no.
Okay.
So there's a chance he won't.
That or not?
Does he what?
Does he have a choice? Or is it that God says you're doing this, you're doing it?
It's more about purposes that we have on Earth, like what kind of lesson we need to learn or what purpose we have. So if there is a reason he needs to be reincarnated, then, that'll happen because there's a reason. But if there isn't one and it's, there's no need for him to come back, then yes, he will 100% stay with you guys the way he is.
Okay, and then if he did get reincarnated, it means God would put his soul, into something else?
Yes, and more than likely it would be in a connection to you guys somehow.
Say if you had another baby, Dad's soul might go into your child.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But now when we pass, we will still see him though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if he is reincarnated?
No, not if he's reincarnated. So the spirits, their soul and spirit goes into a spirit realm, which is a separate realm from what we have in the physical form. So I do have spirits where somebody will try to connect to them and they've already come back into the physical realm. If they're in the physical realm like you and I are, we're not also in the spirit realm. So no. If he gets reincarnated, then he would be in the physical realm and there wouldn't be a spirit realm for him.
But know that he was reincarnated?
Most people do. Because...
So then when I'm old Bobby, like, they wouldn't do that?
No, I mean, it won't say, they won't say that that's who it is. It'll be a different person, but at the same time, the same soul. And you'll be able to see things like characteristics of personality or things that they say that only Bobby would have said, or, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times when someone sees that their loved one has come back, they're like, holy crap, that is them in that body. I know for a fact it is. So, if that happens, you'll know that it's them, or at least feel very strongly that that's what it is, and then you get confirmation if you need to from somebody like a medium. But he's shaking his head at me in a no fashion that it's not going to be anytime soon.
Okay. So does he think he's going to get reincarnated?
To him, his purpose is to be with you guys and protect you and love you and be there and and as funny as it sounds, because he just made a joke that and pick on you guys, keep you on your toes.
So hopefully he won't be reincarnated.
Right. I mean, and that's, there's a huge possibility. Not all spirits do. Not all spirits come back into the physical realm. Sometimes they do stay in the spiritual realm if they have more of a purpose there than they do here.
Okay. That makes sense. We should pray that he don't, because I'm like, if I go and then you're already back here, then we're just waiting extra long, and that's not going to be fun.
No. I mean, and some people don't believe in reincarnation, and some people do, and, I have experienced being connected to the spirit realm and not being able to connect to a spirit because they are no longer there, and that's pretty much where they go. It's like in between the two kind of thing. So we're all on dimensions. There's second, third, fourth, fifth dimensions. There's different realms. It's a whole lot to get into, and maybe you could do some research if you wanted to, or even just watch my lives and chat with us. But for the most part, there is, for us mediums to be able to communicate, it's either with a higher self or spirit realm and physical realm. And once they come back over, it's hard to connect. But he's just gotten there, and his purpose is to be with you all. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. So you could definitely communicate with him as many times as you want to. I don't know if anybody, you've ever seen another medium mention one time, you can only talk one time. Have you ever been told that?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And it was funny that you said, maybe I wasn't ready, because the very first lady I went and spoke to, I asked, why hasn't he come to me in, my dreams or something? I've had dreams of him, but I can't see him. I can hear him, but I can't physically see him. And I'm like, why? And she said, he says you're not ready.
Yeah. Yep.
So then I'm like, okay, do you know Amy Beliski?
Yes.
Okay, so my daughter's stepmom, she reached out to me and she's like, you need to book with this lady, and I'm like, I got on there, I'm like, that's $390 for a 30-minute session. There's no way. I'm like, no. Well, then I get a PayPal. She had sent me the money to book with her. And I'm like, holy crap. And she's like, I need you to get on there and book with her right now, though. She's fully booked all the way up until the 2023 year. And I'm like, holy crap, that's a long time. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And so I get on there. Her first availability is Bobby's birthday. Yes.
Really?
So it gave me goosebumps because that was her first available date. I got on there and it said October 23rd, and I'm like, tears are flowing down. I'm like, there's no way. And then it said the first available time was at 5:10. So I'm like, there's something up with the 5:10. So I'm searching, my mind's going crazy. And I'm like, what time was he born? And we figured out that wasn't it. Well, then I started thinking, I talked to him at 4:30 that day. I got off the phone at 4:37. He was pronounced deceased at 4:52. So within just a couple of minutes of me talking to him, he had wrecked. Well, I got home. I was like, well, I know Reagan called me at 5 o'clock and told me her dad was in a car wreck, which we didn't know he had passed at this time. Mm-hmm. So I got on Bobby's phone and I started looking. I started calling Bobby at 5:12 to find out where he was. So Reagan had called me at 5:10 to tell me her dad was in a car wreck.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, crap. Everyone's like, I can't wait for that reading on his birthday. I'm like, I know, I'm kind of scared.
Yeah. So it's interesting that you just told me his birthday, because earlier he was drawing out like a 1 and a 0 with a dash and then a 2 and a 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I had done a reading for someone else whose birthday was 10/23, and they drew it out at that way. In fact, I told that woman, I was like, "Oh, her daughter was born at 10:23 a.m." They were like, "No, that's her birthday." So whenever I saw that, I thought that maybe it was another spirit trying to come through. So it's interesting you said 10/23 is his birthday.
Yeah, 10/23 is his birthday.
That's in retrospect, I wish I would have said that so you would know he told me that, but he did.
Put a big old cross out at his crash site.
Is there?
And it has,
yeah.
Yeah.
So with the Bolesky girl, well, wait, before we get into anything else, do you have anything else you want to ask him or say to him?
No, just to get better with letting me see him in signs, because I look for him every day.
Yeah.
From the time to the time I go to bed.
Yeah. He's getting stronger and able to do that for you. Just make sure that you don't overlook the little things.
Okay.
You're getting ready.
Okay. I can't wait. And he's gonna touch my face. That'd be freaking amazing.
That's what I'm getting. A swipe across the right cheek. Very soft touch.
Okay. Can't wait. I'm excited.
Is she still with you?
Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you want to ask or say to your dad?
I know it's hard. Like, you sit here and think of stuff every day, because I'm like, what is he doing? I wonder what you're doing. I talk to him all the time.
Does he know, like, I know this isn't, like, the right thing to say, because, he's in, like, the happy stage, He's all happy,
Yeah.
Like, I love him and I miss him.
Yes, very much so. And I get this sensation right here that's like almost like a broken heart, but in like a parent way, like a loving way, that he knows that you love him and he wishes he could be with you physically. He does know.
And it crushes me because, it's my 18th birthday next month, and, Dad's been heavy on my mind a lot, because, I always planned to go to the casino with him and stuff, and he hated the casino. He hated it. But I always planned, to be with my dad. And it just sucks because I'm going to be 18 and he's not going to be there. My first birthday without him, and it sucks.
Yeah. He's going to be with you, not at a casino. He's like, not at the casino, but I'll be with her.
Yeah. And I feel like you were saying, and it's not to take away from my kids or anything, because I know he loved his kids more than anything. But me and him, and that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because Reagan and James are my stepkids. Hannah's the only one I have, but they still live with me.
Yeah. He's with you all. He does definitely enjoy being able to spend time with you guys without having to have like the stress of, physical form stuff. So even though it hurts to not have him, just be reassured that he is still with you and he's not going through bad things.
Yeah. But so he's not, when he sees us cry, he's not upset. He understands, but he's not upset, right?
Right. Exactly. He understands.
Because being upset, I'm like, dang, you're missing out on your grandson growing up. You're missing out on all these things. So I felt selfish being crying, and I just didn't want him upset.
No, he understands completely why you cry, and he's reassuring you that he's not missing anything. He's not missing any of it. He celebrates with you guys. He watches everybody do everything they do in life, obviously, or he wouldn't have told me that you're painting a building. He wouldn't have told me, that there's a song that you guys play every day. He wouldn't have talked about a cologne smell unless he were with you to know about those things.
Right.
So he's with you all the time. He's not missing out on anything.